Good morning, everyone. Peace upon you all by the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. How are you today? I hope you are all fine. Today is Wednesday, 18th of November 2020, 3rd of Rabi al-Akhir 1442. We are going to take our class today. It's about reading, about British schools, okay? Page 21, workbook, page 21. Here, we are going to write the date and the day up here, okay? Now, the important outcomes that we are going to accomplish today: read the text, then write a good title. Read the text, then answer the given questions. Now, before we start, look at this one. We have this box, we have inside information. We're going to read it, okay? Look at the first one. GCSE is what? Are public examinations which English, Welsh and Northern Irish students usually do when they are 16. A-levels are the exams which 18-year-old students usually take. Grade A is the top mark. You know what is the GCSE? It's General Certificate of Secondary Education, okay? I think maybe like, maybe like Tawjihi, but maybe for the secondary level. I think that. So, they have these examinations. Which English, Welsh and Northern Irish students, what do? They usually do when they are 16. They have these exams when they are 16. A-levels are the exams which 18 years old students usually take, okay? Grade A is the top mark. Grade A is the top mark. Now, in Britain, independent schools, look at this one, are private schools. Independent schools are private, okay? Parents pay to send their children to these types of schools. They pay money so their children go to these private schools, independent school. What do you mean by independent school? We're going to learn, inshallah, later. Now, in Britain, the languages that secondary students normally study are French, German, or Spanish in the order. Okay? These are the language that is taught in the secondary schools, okay? Now we're going to read about the British schools. We're going to expand our knowledge about the British schools. Now look at paragraph 1, or the first paragraph. In 2005, this is the capital I with the bold. In 2005, the chief inspector of schools, David Bell, said, what did he say? He said that teenage boys in Britain do not really want to speak in English, okay? So how are they going to learn to speak in other language? How is that? Because they don't like to speak English, okay? Now, so how are they going to learn to speak in other languages? Language learning in England's schools is becoming almost completely middle class, not high class, and female. Do you know, it's only for girls or feminism, okay? For only females. Deal? We know that girls are doing modern language more than boys. You know that because girls, they talk, I think they talk too much more than boys. That's why they say the language is becoming, the modern language, the girls, they use the modern language more than the boys, okay? Then, and that schools in poor areas are not giving many. The schools in poor areas, what's wrong with them? They don't give many opportunities to learn modern foreign language. We're going to know what's wrong with the poor area, why they aren't giving many opportunities to learn modern foreign languages. Stay with me. Now, we said that poor areas aren't giving many opportunities to learn modern foreign languages. Opportunities means chances, okay? Now, but why aren't boys studying languages? Why the boys, they don't study languages? Why? Is it because they don't like making mistakes? Do you know that when the boys speak or try to use the language inside the class in front of the other, the girls, for example, or instead of their colleagues, they may feel shy if they make mistakes, okay? But this is the question. Is it because they don't like making mistakes? By the way, if you don't make mistakes, you won't be able to learn, okay? Now, or is it because teenage boys just don't talk a lot? Is this true? Boys that they don't talk a lot, okay? Not even in their own languages? Is this correct? It's not a good situation. Yes, this is a very bad situation, said Bill, because we want more people to learn a modern language. We want students or people more to learn the language. Okay? Now, let's move to paragraph 2. Mr. Bell says, listen, secondary schools are already beginning to separate. You know, separate to put the boys in a school or in a class and the girls in the other one. Okay? Now, again, he said, Mr. Bell says that secondary schools are already beginning, okay? They started to separate boys and girls for science lessons. They separate the boys, okay, from the girls only in science lessons, okay? He thinks it can also be a good idea for schools to do the same thing, okay? He wants to make it public, okay? He wants to separate the girls from the boys in all schools. Now, with modern language teaching, okay? Mr. Bill suggested that single-sex classes in modern languages could stop boys being embarrassed. Yes, you know what does mean single-sex classes? It means that they put the girls in one class and the boys in other class, okay? And this is, of course, you know that our Islam, our religion should and force us to do this because we cannot put girls with the boys in a class, of course, because we are, we have traditions, we have habits, we have traditions and learn something we learn to follow, okay? In our religion, we cannot let the boys be mixed with the girls, okay? We have to separate them. Deal? Now, Mr. Bell suggested that single-sex classes in modern languages could stop boys being embarrassed. When they did this, they found that the boys, they stopped to be embarrassed, okay? Embarrassed means يعني يحرجوا about speaking in another languages, because sometimes he make mistakes, sometimes he cannot find the suitable word, so maybe the other girls, they will start, or the girls, they will start maybe laughing at him, or he will be embarrassed and disappointed, okay? Now, some people think that it is a bad idea to separate boys and girls. This is their opinion. They said that this is not good, and girls into different classes. But if the system produces good result, like if that system separating the boys from the girls is producing good results for modern language, let's do it. Yes, okay, let's do it. Okay? Now, modern languages aren't very popular in British secondary schools. They are not very popular. Why? Not many people are taking a GCSE in French this year. Okay? Recent investigation shows that there are problems with a language learning in Britain. These are the recent researches, okay? And those problems are making a difference to university language department too. There aren't many students who want to study languages. This is the problem. And so some university language department now only have 10 or 12 students. Oh, this is a big problem for them. Other statistics also confirmed. Statistics means إحصائيات. Statistics also confirm, make sure, they confirm the idea that mostly rich students are now studying modern languages. Okay? The Independent Schools Council found out that last year 60% of all the top marks in A-level French exam, in French, came from students in independent schools. What does that mean? The Council of the Independent Schools found that 60% of all the students who took A mark were from where? From the independent schools. Okay? For now, we have reached explaining the paragraph. Now we're going to answer the questions. I think the most suitable title for this one is what? Modern languages in British schools. Okay? Modern languages in British schools. Now we're going to read the sentence and read the text again. We read it. Are these sentences true or false? Okay? Write the lines where you found the answer. Now we're going to answer question 2 with me. Now, number 1, David Bell thinks teenage boys in Britain are good at modern languages because they like speaking. I think it's not. I said this from the beginning. Of course, it's false. Look at line 2 and 4, from 2 to 4. Teenage boys in Britain don't really want to speak in English. So how are they going to learn to speak in other languages? Okay? This is from line 2 to 4. Okay? False. And this is from line 2 to 4. Number 2. Yes, yeah, teacher. Yes, excellent. Yeah, come on, read. David Bell is worried because in general, children from poor families aren't studying modern languages. This is correct. Yes, yes, excellent, teacher. This is correct. Line 7 to 8. Let's read it. Where is line 7? This one. And that schools in poor areas aren't giving many opportunities to learn modern foreign languages. Okay? Deal? Now let's move to question number 3, or sentence number 3. David Bell thinks it's a good idea to have language classes with boys only because the boys won't be afraid to speak. Yes, this is correct. Excellent, teacher. Yes, Yara. Excellent. Line 15 to 19. Look at it. Line 15 to 19. Now, Mr. Bell says secondary schools are already beginning to separate boys and girls for science lessons. He thinks it can also be a good idea for schools to do the same thing with modern language teaching. Okay? Now, let's move to number 4. The number of students taking exams in modern languages is not high. Yes, this is correct. Yes, excellent. Number 4, it's correct. True. Okay? Line 24, 25. 24, 25. Which is, not many people are taking a GCSE in French this year. Okay? Number 5, the number of students doing languages at university is going up. False. No, it's going down. We said this is a problem. Yes, false. Excellent. From line 25 to line 30. I'm going to read it. Recent investigations show that there are problems with language learning in Britain, and those problems are making a difference to university language departments too. There aren't many students who want to study languages, and so some university language departments now only have 10 or 12 students. Okay? Number 6. You can only get a good mark in French if you go to an independent school. False. Yes, excellent, teacher. False. Yes. Line 33 and 35. Let's read it together. 33 to 35. Here. Other statistics also confirm that the idea mostly rich students are now studying modern languages. The Independent Schools Council found out that last year 60% of all the top marks in A-level French came from students in independent schools. Okay? Now let's move to question number 3. Question 3, we are going to find the words in the text, write a synonym, definition or explanation for each one. Okay? Use your dictionary. Number 1, completely. Number 1, completely. You will find it in where? Line 5, which is? Yes, excellent. Yes, Jude. Totally. Number 1, totally. Okay? Number 2. Opportunities we said chances, and in line 8, where is line 8? We have possibilities. Possibilities. Okay? Possibilities. Deal? Number 3. Separate line 15. We have separate line 15. What does it mean? To put in different groups. Where is it? Line 15. To separate boys and girls. 2. Number 3. 2. Give me 1 second to clean the board, okay? Now let's continue. We said separate means put in different groups. We wrote it here. Okay? Can you see it? Yes, good job. Now let's move to number 4. Single 6, line 18. It means boys only or girls only. Okay? Number 5, embarrassed. Number 5, embarrassed. It means what? It means feeling silly. It means feeling silly. Okay? The last one, top marks. It means highest grades. Line 34. Highest grades. Okay? Now we have question 4. I don't need it. It's up to you. We've reached to the end of this class today. We have taken. We read the text. We chose and write a good title of it, and we answered the question given. Thank you very much for being with me. See you tomorrow, inshallah. May Allah bless you and your parents. Goodbye.